Hello there, great to have you join us on Rwanda Television News tonight. We are glad to have your company, and now this is what is coming up on our edition tonight.
President Paul Kagame expressed that efforts should be made to prevent the bad politics of discrimination and division in sports, especially football.
Parliamentarians have voted on the bill to issue a special permit to public transport drivers and the establishment of emergency roads. A very good Thursday evening to you, and welcome to Rwanda Television News. My name is Sam Kalisa.
And I'm Martina Vera.
How are you, Martina?
I'm very good. How are you doing today?
Very, very great.
All right, so let us start off with telling you that the President of the Republic, His Excellency Paul Kagame, expressed that efforts should be made to prevent the bad politics of discrimination and division in sports, especially football, which plays a role of unity and harmony among the people of the world. Olive Nete has the report.
President Paul Kagame's message to those who attended the 73rd Congress of the International Federation of Association Football, FIFA, focused on the issue of bad politics that is affecting sports, especially football.
What the world needs is to see more of the positive spirit of sportsmanship in our politics rather than bringing political divisions into sports. That speaks to why Qatar was proud to host the World Cup, and Rwanda is honored to host this FIFA Congress. We need to keep bad politics out of sports. As we saw last year in the constant hypocritical criticism at the World Cup last year. Instead of asking why is it being held there, first ask why not. Unless we are talking about a kind of entitlement that only some of us on this globe deserve to enjoy. It's about keeping some people in their place, but that kind of attitude should have been left far behind in history by now. That is not to say that athletes do not have a right to object to what personally affects them and their communities. They certainly do. Politics in sports reflects the problems that society faces. When fans throw bananas at African football players or taunt a female referee, that is because of a negative social environment that feeds those wrong behaviors. So we need to work together to ensure that the game is inclusive and respectful of everyone.
On the other hand, the head of state, His Excellency Paul Kagame, appreciates the ongoing reforms carried out by FIFA in order to find a solution to some of the existing challenges.
I welcome the expansion of the number of teams participating in the next World Cup. Under this format, the slots available for African teams will almost double, creating even more engagement and visibility on our continent. What is important is the plan to continue developing football in Africa and anchoring the sport here. We need to protect and nurture national football. The African Cup of Nations is not a little tournament. Often, the difference between a successful player in Africa and Europe is not talent. It is the lack of quality infrastructure, training, and support. Of course, each federation and association has the responsibility to fill those gaps. But working together, we can reach our common objectives more quickly. The football we build here in Africa can have as much value as it does in the places our players tend to go to pursue their careers.
In this Congress, Gianni Infantino was re-elected as the president of FIFA. He decided to start his campaign in Rwanda in 2016 when he was elected to lead FIFA for the first time. During his acceptance speech, he expressed his feelings for Rwanda, which was a source of hope for him when he was desperate to withdraw from the elections.
And I remembered my visit to the memorial. And you should go all to visit the memorial, all of you. And I said who I am to give up. What this country has suffered, and how this country came back up is inspiring for the entire world, dear President. So I certainly couldn't give up because somebody was telling me something. I stayed, I attended the match, I continued to campaign. I was elected FIFA president a few months later. But most importantly, I witnessed how this country flourished. And this country flourished with nothing, starting from nothing, with hope, with compassion, with commitment, with hard work, and with leadership. And today it is a beautiful country, and I'm sure that everyone here will come back with their friends and their families to visit not only Kigali, but also the rural areas.
Gianni Infantino also urged participants of this Congress to buy at least one ball in the balls made by the widows of the genocide against the Tutsi in Rwanda in order to support them. The 73rd FIFA Congress, held at BK Arena, a multipurpose facility that hosts indoor sporting events, concerts, corporate events and more, was decorated to a high standard. Olive Nete, RTV News.
Thank you, Olive, for the report. Martina, before we move ahead, I think it's a very great and successful week and a very great moment to be a proud Rwandan.
100%, everyone, and everyone, including the delegates and the people of Rwanda, we're happy to see how much football is being considered to be a sport that unites all and everyone that is included in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And of course, as we move ahead, still on the 73rd FIFA Congress, various entrepreneurs in the hospitality sector appreciate the country's contribution for the development of the MICE tourism sector, which they express as the opening door for the development of this sector in particular. We do have the report with Adam Squizera.
In various hotels and restaurants located in Kigali city, there is a flow of local and foreign delegates of the 73rd FIFA Congress. Hospitality sector practitioners note that the development of this sector is mainly based on the government's contribution.
But also we really appreciate the government, the way it's giving too much, putting too much effort to attract these big international level meetings to our country. We also promise to host the people who are participating in these international meetings to the best of our experience, and we keep on improving and putting our service to the international level.
They also pointed out the benefits they get from such international conferences.
The delegates are coming here under the FIFA conference meeting, but they will also come back. They might come back in different participation of different meetings that might happen here again, or on an individual basis, coming for tourism, coming for leisure, coming for business. They might come back. So when they come back, if it is their first time to come to Rwanda, and they have stayed with us here, and we have offered a good service, we have offered them good services, of course they will come back here. So that is also part of marketing our facility. And now I'm confident that our hotel has gone to the level of being known wherever our delegates are coming from. So it's an achievement to our hotel.
Romalio Abdul-Jabbar, one of the sports journalists, noted that this FIFA Congress will highly benefit the local football practitioners as well.
A long-term project that has actually been in place since a few years ago to make Rwanda a sports hub, and we can see the infrastructures, the facilities are superb and the top notch. It shows how Rwanda has invested a lot in sports infrastructures, and that is why on the continent Rwanda is given a lot of confidence. It is being trusted because of the way we host these events. You know, the hospitality. It keeps on, even attracting more others to request Rwanda to host such events, such big events of such caliber.
The 73rd FIFA Congress, which took place on Thursday, was preceded by other various activities, which were mainly focusing on the development of football for both Rwanda and the African continent as well. Adam Squizera, RTV News.
Thank you, Adam Squizera, for that report. And now, not moving far from FIFA, the incumbent FIFA President Gianni Infantino has been re-elected to lead FIFA for the next 4 years. Widely praised for his continued contribution to the development of football worldwide. Who is he as a person? Jessica Agasero has more on this.
His full name is Giovanni Vincenzo Infantino, popularly known as Gianni Infantino. He was born in Brig, Switzerland in 1970 from parents who have Italian origin. He has double citizenship, Swiss and Italian. Infantino is married to a Lebanese, Lina Al-Ashkar, and they have 5 children. They live in Zug, Switzerland. Gianni Infantino studied law at the University of Freiburg. He is fluent in 6 languages, namely German, French, English, Spanish, Italian, and Arabic. In 1995, he was appointed as the head of legal affairs at the International Institute of Sport at the University of Neuchâtel in Switzerland. In 2000, he started working in the legal and commercial department of the European Football Association, UEFA. Here, he went on to do various other jobs related to sports. In 2009, he was appointed as the Secretary General of UEFA. On October 26, 2015, he announced that he would like to run for FIFA presidency. He explains how the idea came about.
I've been traveling a lot. I've been visiting each continent, many countries, and I've seen with my eyes what the needs are, and I think we can and we have to do a lot, and we can do a lot with actually very little. But what we have to do more particularly is to invest into what are tailor-made programs for each country.
In 2016, Gianni Infantino was elected for the first term of 4 years as FIFA president and was re-elected for the second term in 2019. Infantino was on Thursday elected for his third term. Sport experts say that Gianni Infantino's re-election is thanks to what he has helped the football world achieve.
Infantino is the one who put more efforts so that the World Cup goes around the world, not only in Europe. And what he did, even though football is independent, is to let governments participate in it, approaching the heads of countries so that the decisions they make are decisions that are in the interest of football.
The president of the Republic Paul Kagame appreciates Infantino's contribution to the development of sports, football in particular.
I first got to know Gianni, some details he has already added. I wasn't remembering that. Around 8 years ago, when he was campaigning to lead FIFA, I was convinced by his values and by his vision for the positive role that football can play in society. He was the leader FIFA needed at that moment, and everything I have seen from that time until now assures me that he deserves to continue to lead this organization.
Gianni Infantino also stated that he will not give up on his effort to promote football.
I would simply like to assure you of my continued commitment with you as part of your team, and to simply ask you to remember that football is joy, happiness, passion, love, and peace, and that football is here to unite our beautiful world.
During his year at the helm of FIFA, the amount of money given to each World Football Federation increased 7 times, from $250,000 to $2 million. The most recent World Cup held in Qatar was widely praised for its preparation, aiming to be watched by 5 billion people around the world, while the stadium accommodated 3 million fans. Jessica Gasaro, RwandaTV News.
Moving ahead to other matters, the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning announced that the country's gross domestic product, GDP, rose at the rate of 8.2% in 2022. Agriculture production declined by 1% due to the impact of climate change. The Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning has indicated that in the first quarter of 2022, the total production increased by 7.9%. In the second quarter, it increased by 7.5%. In the third quarter, it increased by 10%, and in the fourth quarter by 7.3%. This led to an overall increase in the country's GDP by 8.2% in 2022 from 10.9% in 2021. The Director General of the National Institute of Statistics of Rwanda, Yusuf Murangwa, highlights more on the country's GDP increase in the last year, 2022. And in general, the agriculture sector increased by 2%, the industry sector rose by 5%, and the service sector rose by 12%. In 2022, Rwanda's gross domestic product amounted to 13.7 billion Rwandan francs, up from 10.9 billion Rwandan francs in the year 2021. Over to you, Martina.
Parliamentarians have voted on the bill to issue a special permit to public transport drivers and the establishment of emergency roads. Olive Nete has the report.
The bill on transportation of people and goods by land and water transport states that there will be establishment of roads that are used by those who have emergencies, but those roads will be paid for, which is known as peage. Some drivers expect much from the establishment of these roads.
According to the challenges we meet daily regarding traffic jam and also looking at the vision of our country in terms of development, I think the establishment of those roads is needed, because sometimes you may be in a hurry. Let's say, for example, if you are going to the airport and you don't want to miss your flight, you can pay for it, and it would also assist me to provide good service to that person in need, and I would also come back and assist other passengers and gain income from it.
The Minister of Infrastructure, Dr. Simon Ernest, explains that these roads will be maintained in a special way as contained in Article 14 of this bill.
It doesn't mean that other roads will be closed or that a resident who doesn't have means cannot pass there. We are not establishing such kinds of roads to burden residents. We are going to establish new roads. It's not those usual roads that will be used. And when the country is being developed, so many changes erupt, such as establishment of new roads.
The chairperson of the Committee on Economy and Trade, Honorable Munyangeyo Theogene, notes that this law aims to solve the problems that appear in the transport service, which were not fixed by the existing law. He also reiterates on the permit which will be issued per the order of this bill that will be given to the authorized drivers who do public transport.
The reason behind this is to improve labor. Person need to get the permit. We did this based on those who drives, and you notice that it raised so many complaints. Everyone should know his appropriate route. For example, a bicycle rider should know where to pass and you know their behaviors. You should belong to a cooperative and they should provide you with a permit that certifies that you have been trained, and if you fail to do what is right, you'll be punished by the law.
This bill consists of 204 articles, including those that define the means of waterways and railway transportation. The ministerial order regarding transportation will change the name and categories of all the roads in the country. Olive Nete, RTV News.
The President of the Republic, His Excellency Paul Kagame, and the Commander-in-Chief of the Rwanda Defense Force sent a message of comfort to the family of a late retired General Marcel Gatsinzi and assured the family that the country will be close to them according to the Rwandan military laws and the culture in general. We have more. The last farewell ceremony of the late retired General Marcel Gatsinzi took place on Thursday at his home in Kagarama Sector, Kicukiro District. He was attended by his family members, friends, and those who worked with him in the RDF and other institutions. The wife of the deceased thanked Rwandans and the country's leadership for continuing to be close to the family during tough times.
We thank His Excellency the President of the Republic and the Commander-in-Chief of the RDF who entrusted him with different duties to serve and develop our country.
Retired General Marcel Gatsinzi was laid to rest in the Kanombe Military Cemetery. The President of the Republic of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, consoled the family of retired General Marcel Gatsinzi in a message read by the Minister of Defense, Major General Albert Murasira. This is the message of His Excellency, the President of the Republic and the Commander-in-Chief of the Rwanda Defense Force, as retired General Marcel Gatsinzi is laid to rest. Dear family and friends of retired General Marcel Gatsinzi, the RDF family, leaders of government institutions and security organs, on behalf of my family and myself and the entire RDF, we stand with you on this sorrowful day as we lay retired General Marcel Gatsinzi to rest. Retired General Marcel Gatsinzi passed away on March 6, 2023 in Belgium, where he was undergoing treatment for cancer. He died at the age of 75 and will always be remembered for his dedication in various duties that he was assigned to and the great love for his country and Rwandans in general. There you go. On behalf of the entire news production as well as the technical team, thank you for being with us. My name is Sam Kalisa.
And mine, Martina Herrera.
And up until next time,
stay safe
and have a great evening.